Hello, welcome everyone. Good afternoon. It's tip demo time. Who doesn't love a sunflower? How many of you plant a sunflower or two in your landscape someplace, either your garden or your flower beds? Let me know in the comments. But let me say hello to some of you that are in the chat. Hello, Vicky. Welcome to you. It is great to see you. First one in the chat this morning waiting, and also a channel member and supporter. And Debbie, Sister Debbie is here. Good afternoon to you. It is great to see you. And dear Danielle, dear daughter Danielle is here. Great to see you as well, as is Andrea is here. Carol is here, of course. And where did I miss? There he is, hiding in between Andrea and Danielle is Luane. Hello, Luane, and welcome this afternoon. We are going to be going over June's block of the month and how that block is constructed. I will be going through it step by step for you in just a little bit because it's June. So it's time for the next block in our year-long block of the month. In case some of you aren't aware of that going on, it is part of my Facebook group that goes along with my YouTube channel, and that is where you can go. If you're already a member, you will find the blocks always in the file section there. If you're not a member of my quilt group, be sure and go and request to join. The information for the link for that is always in the description box of every video. So, how is everyone today? Andrea says that the sunflower is her favorite flower. Awesome, awesome. Yellow roses are my favorite flower, but sunflowers are a close second. And I used to plant a lot of sunflowers in my yard. And it was funny because I would buy, sunflower seeds and I would plant them. But the ones that always did the best, grew the biggest and tallest and most healthy and hardy in my yard, were the ones that were planted by the birds from the bird feeders. So I soon decided, well, why am I bothering to plant these? I will just put the bird feeder for a while in the location that I want a couple sunflowers and let the birds plant them because they come up a lot better. And then I can move the bird feeder on to the next location. And that's what I did for a while and had beautiful, beautiful sunflowers. Danielle says, I'm doing good, just eagerly waiting for 5 p.m. to be off work. Oh, we just had a really, really heavy downpour with wind here. And we are expecting possibly some severe storms tonight. So I hope it's not the start of something to come. Let's just say it can pass on by, go on down the road someplace. Don't stop here. Not at my address anyway. It's not welcome today. Andrea also says, I have been working on my website for the last few days and I'm about to get ready to launch it. Took a break this morning and was working on the gnome pattern. All right, I took a little side break, not intentional, because I always am checking out Pinterest for ideas and inspiration as well as some other things, and came across that little flag idea behind me, which Flag Day is always June 14th. And I thought, what a great little pillow. It's not made into the pillow yet, but I did draw out a pattern for it and made up a sample real quick. All I need to do is quilt it, make the pillow insert and put it together, and it'll be ready to sit on the porch swing on our front porch for in honor of Flag Day on the 14th. So that is a little break that I took. But it is time. Hello, Donna. Welcome, welcome. It is time to get to our project for this. It's tip demo time, though, which is the sunflower sitting over here. And I am going to bring in add in this other camera for right now while we talk about that. But, and you will find, as I said, the PDF is in the files section of my Facebook group, which is Captain Stitches and Friends. And the link for that is in the description box. But we are doing this beautiful sunflower. Just make sure that you are doing the 12-inch one. You don't, the 9-inch photo for some reason pops up in the cutting instructions. Just tell your printer not to print that page when you print it out. But this is the sunflower that we will be doing. And the first thing you will want to do is gather all of your fabrics. There are 6 fabrics in the sunflower, and you will want to gather those and then label them accordingly, 1 through 6, and do all of your cutting according to the cutting instructions. And Lorraine says, I am procrastinating as need to finish my potato chip blocks quilt top. All right, and Christine is joining us as well. And Andrea says, I have that pattern, have made it several times. Yes, it is available from Patchwork Square is where this is, where they have a lot of free patterns. And Samantha Savage is here. Welcome, welcome to you. She says, that is so pretty. Hello, everyone. No wondering if Andrea got enough rain yet. But then the next step after you have everything cut out for this block is there's always this layout sheet. And what I do is I set it to the side. And there's a little delay on my camera there, I see this morning. And I do set everything out the same way that they have laid it out in the steps of piecing and sewing it together. So now I am going to remove myself from the spotlight. I'll be here working away, and I am going to show you that just a little bit better. So here I have the half square triangles that we are going to be sewing together. That will be the first step. This will be the second step, making this unit right here, which when you have those together by adding the little square that you cut, you will be piecing those together to make this unit, and you will be making 4 of those units. Then the next thing you will be doing is sewing your quarter square triangles together, adding it to the half square triangle to make this unit right here, which I call it, I know it's probably doesn't have a name, I don't know, but I call it a half square quarter triangle block, because that's what it is. This is a half square. This is a quarter squares. So I just call it that for lack of something better to call it. But anyway, I am also going to bring in, if I can find it, where did it go? Did we lose my other? I cannot, oh, it's down. For some reason, okay, I have to check something out here. I lost the sewing machine camera for some reason. Let me see. Why and where it went. We'll try and get that back on. There it is. It's like, I do not know why that did that, but we have it back on there now. And I think it's in the wrong direction. We will, that's okay. We're going to leave it there. It's better than not being there at all. But we are going to go ahead and we are going to sew these sections together. Let me make sure, first of all, that I haven't missed anything that anyone is saying. having just a conversation between yourselves. And yeah, Lisa. It was like I was getting you mixed up with somebody else there for a minute, Lisa. Sorry. She is here, has a few minutes between meetings, so she's going to lurk for a bit. Well, thank you, Lisa. And okay. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I have these two left to sew. I'm going to take my numbers off there, and I am going to make sure that my iron's back on there. I am going to piece this half square triangle unit together first. And we're going to get that lined up. Make sure I have my settings correct. I do. And we are just going to piece that very quickly together. Going to finger press it to the darker one. Doesn't give pressing instructions on these, so you just press the way you normally do. If you have to switch something when it comes to the construction of putting them together, that's easy enough to do. But I'm going to set that up there out of the way so I can press this. And now I am going to add that, excuse me, back down here along with this one. And so everything is laid out there correctly for when we go to sew this unit together. Now we are going to make this unit. And it tells you on your instructions that they are using the method of drawing the diagonal line across here and then flipping that for that. So that is the way that we are going to do that. And just as an extra little tip, don't start at the tip to do your diagonal sewing. That is a little harder to do. A lot of times it will catch. If you start on the longer side here, it always works better for doing that. Just a little tip. So we're going to sew that quickly. We're going to press that before. Oh, it's always a surprise when you open it up and find out you forgot to take your sticker off. So we are going to just tear that out of there. It's not supposed to be in that seam, but we want to make sure that we did sew that correctly before we cut off the excess portion here of flipping that. And you are always going to cut that a 1/4 inch away from your drawn line. And I saved those little triangles to piece together later. So now we're going to press that away from there real quickly. And we're going to bring that down here, set that right where it goes in our construction of the next step. And I think if I remove myself, where is remove? For some reason, things are not showing up correctly here. So I'm just going to leave it. But now we are going to sew this unit and this unit together first. So I'm going to bring those down here. I'm going to remove that sticker. Set those there so you can see. Vicky's showing a whole bunch of hands, which you might want to watch out on the number of emojis that you use in a row, because sometimes Nightbot doesn't like that and Nightbot might put you in timeout. Just a warning. I guess somebody asked what I am doing. I am doing the June block of the month, which is this beautiful sunflower block, which we'll get the bigger one to show you. That is our block for the month of June. So I am showing how to piece that block together for our tip demo time today. Thank you for answering her question. And they're saying, hi, roomies. Yes, don't forget the thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. But I am going to, all right, I'm going to look, I'm going to make sure that I have this turned the correct way so that I sew that together in the correct manner. So I'm just going to take these and I'm going to chain piece all of them together. But if you lay everything out like I did, just the way it shows on your pattern, you will find that the construction on these blocks goes together very quickly. Very easy to stay organized. And then, whoops, you don't want to go through there. There we go. Organized and everything in the order of the steps by doing that. So I have all three of those pieced. Don't want to cut that with my rotary cutter. We will just clip those apart. Going to open those up and I'm going to press that to the larger of the pieces on there. Always the one with the least resistance is the way that I like to go. And we are going to lay that there, make sure that it is correct before I press also. And it is. So we will give those a quick press also. And I think I put in the information for anyone that may be interested in the cordless iron that I use. It is a more affordable one, and I find that I do like it. So I have shared the link for that if anybody else wants to check it out that has been wanting a cordless iron. It is the Steam Fast, and I think it's only around $39, I believe. So very affordable. Now we are going to flip and sew these together to make this unit right here. Michael was watching here. Okay. Conversations going on between each other in the chat. We wait to catch up with everyone. I'm going to chain piece all of these together once again. Just flipping them over. Making sure everything is lined up. Who else is getting storms today? And let me know also who who is actually doing the block of the month quilt along with me this year. Last year's was all actually one that I designed myself. This year I am using free blocks that can be found. So next year it may be time to design it myself again. We will see. But this is the longer. The way I determine on these which way, if it doesn't tell me to press them, is this has the longer continuous piece here. So that is how I am going to press that, because it's the least resistance, lays the flattest that way. Okay, so now we are going to lay these all together. That is that first unit. And now we are going to be making this unit right here by first piecing these two together. Making sure that you pick those up correctly. So you know that you are going to sew from there to there. Very easy to get them turned, picking them up from your board and taking them over to your sewing machine. So always look twice, piece once. Makes less dates with Jack or Slash or Josephine, whatever you may call yours. Divorce lawyer. I've heard, I think it's Brandy, 100 Proof Quilter, that calls her the divorce lawyer. And I am going to press that towards the dark one. And trim that little tail off there. And as you can see, I did, of course, do some pre-piecing, preparing beforehand. So I have the rest of those already pieced together. Now I'm just going to take and sew that unit together by, let me make sure that I haven't missed anything. Hello, Michelle. Welcome. Doing Frankenbatting. All right. I almost did some of that this morning, but I found a piece that I didn't have to piece out of my scrap batting. But love to do Frankenbatting and use up the scraps whenever possible. Okay, getting that lined up there. And I, of course, am going to chain piece these as well. And we have 4 units of, for each of both of these units. And then our middle square that everything is going to go around. And I am going to take up, there's a little bit of difference in this one. I'm going to pick that up in the seam allowance and it will come out all right. Oh, and that one's already together. And I'm going to press these towards the dark side also. Hello, Teresa. Sorry about that. I think Whip thought my chair was somebody outside. Hopefully he'll calm down in a minute. Doesn't normally bark. He decided it was nothing and just came back and laid down. Jean, do you use a 1/4 inch presser foot on your machine? Yes, I do. This has the little lip right there. It is the 1/4 inch foot that comes with my machine. And I set my setting on it over just 2 little clicks, so it gives me the scant 1/4 inch when I sew. It's set on 3.5 automatically, and I click it over to 3.7, and that gives me the one move of the needle, which gives me the scant 1/4 inch. Oops, forgot to open my trash can under there, which is going to throw it right on top. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to pull the layout of our block, and we need to make sure that we are laying these all out correctly. So we're going to have these in each corner. They look kind of like a tulip on their own. So make sure all of them are going in the correct direction. We know that that goes in the middle. We're going to take that off, which you notice on all my blocks, every one of them has the black in it somewhere so that it draws all of the blocks together, because I am using quite a few different fabrics in that. And Christine says that she was too busy yesterday to step outside and sit on the porch when the storm came in. Oh, that's too bad. Cloudy but storms not until 11 p.m. Well, that's no fun. And Vicky says her new machine did not come with a 1/4 inch foot, so I am waiting on Amazon to deliver the one for you. Yes, yeah, unfortunately, they don't, all manufacturers, all models do not include all the feet for us. And I am making sure to watch my diagram that I've laid over to the side there to make sure that all of these are being placed in the correct position. And so they are all laying there correctly. Now I'm going to double check. Points out, points out, points down, out, 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 dark, 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 dark. Everything is correct, which I know you can't see on there. And I don't know if I hold it up. See how that black has the little dots in it? And they're actually brown little dots, golden brown. I thought that kind of looked like the seeds starting to form on the sunflower. So that is why I chose that fabric. So now I am actually going to web piece this together instead of piecing it the way that they show, because I just feel it's easier not to get the pieces mixed up this way. So I'm going to start with that first top left one and piece that together. And then I'm going to grab the second one. This also. And grab the third. And Elaine is also here. Welcome, great to see you. And getting these lined up. Just checking to make sure they're lined up down there. And now I am not going to take these pieces apart, what I am going to do is I'm going to lay them down. I know that I want to press this one towards the center, so I'm going to just finger press that. So this one is going to go the opposite direction in being pressed. Oopsie, my bowl of clips is under there. I'm about to spill. We better move that, move that out of the way. And so I'm just kind of finger pressing these for right now. And now without taking anything apart, I am going to lay these pieces on there. And so that they don't fall off and end up the wrong direction, I'm sticking a pin just in there to hold that together until I get to those. And now I'm bringing it all back over to the sewing machine, and I am going to piece those together. But you see, if I hadn't had that pin in that bottom one, it would have fell off and I would have had to figure out, okay, which way is this supposed to go? Making sure it was correct. And that's why I stick the pin in it. Yeah, we have a notification popping up in the way of the chat. Thank you, Vicky. She says that the block is beautiful. I am starting to like the fall colors. And Teresa says she has to go talk later. All right, Teresa, have a great evening. Thank you for stopping by. And those are all pieced. And you see my entire block is flopping all around together here. So I'm going to take it over here, flip those out. I know that I want this one to be pressed toward that center. So I'm going to finger press it for now. This one is going to go towards the outer one. I'll pull that up a little so I can get at this one. And this one is going to go towards the outer one. And we got a little thread in there I'm going to pull out first and get rid of that. Should have done like Eleanor Burns and just thrown it over my shoulder, huh? Oh, so now I'm not going to cut any of these threads. I'm just going to turn this one down this direction. Stick a pin in there where the seams line up. Here, take that over and piece that row. And there is, that's what I was checking for. There is a point coming up on this seam allowance, so I want to make sure that I do that scant 1/4 inch there so that I do not cut my point off. On this one, it's on the top, so I can see that. And right where that forms that little X, I want to go just a thread above that X when I come to that. And then I will be sure of not cutting off my point. Which will be the same as we get to this one. We can see that, make sure we go just above that X. And no points will be harmed in the making of this block. So now I'm just going to turn that one up. And see, we did not cut that point off. And we did not cut that point off by piecing it that direction. So now we are going to do this one the same way. Everyone, it's quiet today. I try now to post the block in the file section the night before, at least, that I'm going to do the tutorial. So it does give you an opportunity, if you want to, prepare and stitch along during the tutorial. You can. I will try to get that out maybe a couple days prior. That doesn't always happen, but I will attempt to do that. So you can, those of you that want to, can piece together during the tutorial, so that you can, if you have any questions, you'll be able to ask them right away. And we're coming to the final home stretch on our block. Making sure to go just again, thread or two above that X to make sure that I do not cut. The weather is making you sleepy. I wish something would make me sleepy. Okay. So now I'm going to take that over to the iron and press both of those open, and I'm going to, oops. And of course, we took just a little bit too long and the iron shut off. So we're going to let that heat up. It doesn't take long for it to heat up at all. So we'll let it do that very quickly here. And I will press those two seams and our block will be finished. Well, I do have my clapper there. So we'll set that on there while we press the other one. If we move it up out of the way of the iron, we will. That on there. Feel that that needs to be pressed there better because of the finger pressing. So we will give the reveal in just a moment here. Just little bits that need better pressing on the other blocks. Other sections. We only have one block. All right. So now we bring it over there, and there is our sunflower block all complete. And I, go in the right direction. A little too far, but there you go. And you can see the entire block right there. Turned out pretty. It's a really pretty block. I like it. It's a double friendship star in the middle there. You can see triple if you want to count those other sections going out, but makes a beautiful and lovely block, which I am going to. Why does it not have remove? It says add. Hopefully my sewing machine was in there. It doesn't show that it says, was I sewing this whole time without the sewing machine showing up? I hope not, but oh, that would be, it wouldn't be funny, but I didn't see anybody comment that they weren't seeing me stitch it on the sewing machine. So hopefully you were seeing that. Love the colors and design. Thank you, Donna. And Danielle says, absolutely gorgeous. Thank you. And Christine says that her son moved out, still trying to get things back online where he disconnected his stuff. Printer won't work. Oh, well, you don't have to print it, Christine. You can read it right off your whatever device that you want to. And Andrea says your color choices are excellent. It's so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. The majority of the fabrics that I am using are Civil War era reproductions. I pulled a bunch of those in the very beginning on starting this block of the month, and that's what I've been staying with. There might be one or two that aren't, like this middle black one, but other than that, they are. Hello, Mama Harden. It is great to see you. And Elaine says, lovely block and colors. Thank you very much. And Donna says, we can see the machine. Thank you. It must just be something with Zoom and YouTube because it's not coming up the way that it normally does. I don't understand what's going on with there, but there's got to be a glitch every once in a while, you know. But thank you for letting me know that, Donna. And Sewing with Loane says, awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, so there is our June's block of the month, the beautiful sunflower, for those of you that like sunflowers. And you notice it is also a star, so it keeps with the theme of all the blocks that have been in our block of the month are a form of a star block, which we have 6 completed now, which I guess I could leave that lay there while we are talking. And Debbie says, oops, lost track of time. Have to watch the replay. Hello, everyone. Yes, the replay is always there. No problems on that at all. But yeah, everything is just rearranged and in different places than what it is normally on here because I want to remove. Oh, that is so funny. It will not let me remove it from the view. That is very, very strange. Okay. There, we'll do that and go back and just add in the other one and just have these two. There we go. A roundabout way of doing it, but I got there. So I just wanted to touch on and let you know, those that have been waiting for the crochet along. I have the sample almost made. It's not the Afghan one. We're going to be doing a quicker one first, which is an artesian market bag. There are 2 sizes. We will be making the large one, and you will be able to use scrap yarn to make it. Any scrap yarn, you'll be able to use various weights that you have, just anything. You will need to have 7, you will always need to have 7 strands to work with at a time. You may use more than that because as you run out, you can tie on another yarn to keep going until you are finished with that, but you will be working with 7 strands of yarn for this project. And it will take a size L crochet hook, 8 millimeter. So I believe, yes. So those are, if you want to start gathering up some supplies in that, you can go with a color theme, just using scraps of various in the same colorway, or you can just mix it all up. Either way, it's going to come out beautiful, but those are the main supplies that you will need. And We should be ready to go on that project, hopefully next week, possibly during its tip demo time is when we may start that project. If not, it would probably be on Fridays live. But, and hello, Joe. Welcome to you. It is great to see you. She says, how is everyone? Sorry I'm late. Never late because there's always replay. No problem at all. And Debbie, yes, has seen me working on the basket. She said it's going to be pretty. I saw the bottom of it. Oh, you saw part of the bottom. Not quite done with the bottom, but yes, it is going to be beautiful and very useful. I see myself making several of them. But all right, so that is coming up. And also, this is June, it is the last month in our quarterly stitch along project that we are doing. So I want to give you a heads up for July so that those of you that need to gather supplies, possibly the pattern, which I didn't grab the pattern. I'm sorry, I've shown that before, but we are going to be doing our veterans quilt challenge, which this time it is from peaceful quilts or whatever the pattern. I can't remember the exact name of that, but I will put that in the description box below so that you know. But I have shown the pattern before in that, and those of you that do the veterans quilt each year along with me, that is the pattern we will be using this time. I know somebody, I think it may be Andrea, may have won that pattern in the giveaway that I had a while back. When are we starting that? You said size L hook and 7 strands, and it doesn't matter the weight. You can mix the weights all up. You can use a, you know, a 4-weight, 2-ply. You can use cotton, you can use wool, you can use acrylic, you can mix it all up. It doesn't matter on this. You just need to have 7 strands that you will be working with at all times. And it is a size L hook, yes. And we will be starting probably Wednesday during its tip demo time next week. So you can use scraps. You will need, if you have a scale, you will need approximately 2.5 pounds total of yarn. If you don't have a scale and you have a grocery bag, if you fill the grocery bag up with yarn, that should be enough to make the project. You will also need the handles that I am going to be putting on our faux leather, but we can talk about that. You'll have time while you're making it to decide on what you want to do for your handles. But that should be coming up next Wednesday on its tip demo time. We do have several crocheters that follow me. It is Kept in Stitches. I do all types of needle arts on my channel, so I like to keep something going for everyone. And we haven't done anything in the crocheting field for a while since we did the crochet sampler Afghan last year. So it is time to throw something in for the crocheters, and it is going to be a beautiful, fun, and useful project. So that is everything that is coming up. I will always be giving you more information for that. And as always, everything that goes along with what I do on my YouTube channel can be found, all the information for, in my Facebook group, which is Kept in Stitches and Friends, and the link for that is in the description box. So if no one has any other questions, Andrea says, I have tons of yarn. I will be ready. I need a little break from sewing and computing, and that will give me something to do. Yes, always great to be able to switch over to a different medium and just switch it up and not get bored, give our whatever muscles we've been using a break, using some other muscles in a different way. And Vicki says, bye everyone. Have a great evening. Thank you, Jean, for another great video. Thank you, Vicki. And everyone, take care. Have an awesome evening. Those of you that are expecting storms this evening, I hope you all stay safe, that they just scatter and go around you and no one has any damage or gets harmed in any way. But be safe out there. Thank you, everyone. Take care. And remember, as always, in the meantime, I can keep you in stitches. Bye-bye.